Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. This is more like a real-time video I'm going to be making. A day ago, I just got back from an Airsoft game, and I decided to run with my new rifle. On my channel, I've been talking a little bit about CAD pet, and that kind of leads into what impression or camouflage I'm going to be running with when it comes to Airsoft. So the first thing I'm going to show you, or the main part about this video, is going to be my rifle project, as that's one of them. There's two projects when you build an impression for Airsoft. There's the rifle project, and then there's the uniform project. Both are expensive, depending on which impression you do, but rifle usually is always expensive because usually when you build an impression, you want to build a rifle that lasts long, and usually you have to spend a little bit of money into it to make it look real. Now mind you, this rifle isn't really complete. It's at a point where I'm satisfied with how it looks. There may be some little things in there, and I'll point them out, but we'll see how it looks. So I'm gonna bring it up right here. All right, let's see. There. So here it is. This right here is my version of a C70 or C8 rifle. This is just an M4 I bought and then decked it out to look like a C7 or C8, sorry. As you can tell, right there, this is a Colt Airsoft gun. As you can tell, it says U.S. property or government property because this isn't an actual Canadian rifle. When it comes to specs, it's a American M4. So, but at the top here, we have the sight that they would use usually. This right here is a C79 scope or optic, whatever you want to call it. It's right up there. Usually the foregrip here, or this hand grip or rubber encasing to protect the sight or optic, usually is green, because this is more like an off-brand version of the real thing, because the real thing usually either you can't find it or they're going for crazy money, and unfortunately this is all I really need. I don't need to really get the best optic in the world or the correct optic. Moving on, front we have I decided to add a Picatinny rail. Canadian rifles are actually issued with Picatinny rails on their front here. This is not the exact one like this, but this is very similar. I think it's only two on the sides. There isn't one on the bottom, but the one I bought came with one on the bottom, so I decided to just mount it with it. And I'm probably going to be using this in the future for flashlights or one of those like combos with the laser and flashlight on it. But as of now, this is kind of just just because I bought it, And then we have what stands out in the C7 or C8 rifle is the foregrip. The foregrip's trigger grip and the stock, they're painted in a green color. Now the Canadian military doesn't really have a standard on what color. If you look at pictures, in general, they're all different colors. Some are lighter, some are darker, some aren't even green, some look more black. It's just all preference. And thankfully on my rifle, I decided to go with a lighter color so it stands out a little more. I'll show a photo of me in an Airsoft game yesterday where this is not the color I used. The color I used in the game before was a tannish color, and this was just painted over last night after I got back because I wasn't satisfied. Trigger guard, right there, same color, and then the stock. The reason I went with a M4, or as I'm going to call it from now on, the C8, the C7 is because the C8 has the stock can be moved back and forwards, and that helps with this optic, because this optic you really got to put your face or your eye up to it, and if you can't adjust the stock, it's very uncomfortable, and you really have to put your neck forward to just even look through the optic. And the great thing also about this thing is the battery, or where you hold the battery is actually in the foregrip instead of stock. So these actually come apart. So I was able to remove these for painting, And then same with the stock. The stock you just pull down, or usually where you would move it up down really like hard, and then it'll pop out. Slide it out. Trigger guard didn't come off, but I just masked around it, which I did a pretty good job. And then I just painted it. Usually I like to let these rifles sit for 5 days without touching them, so then the paint can really cure to the plastic, because it does rub off if you do grab onto it, because then it kind of feels sticky. It doesn't feel as sticky today as I painted yesterday, but still I'm gonna leave it alone. So I'm trying to really touch the metal parts and not the painted parts. But I think this thing turned out pretty well. I might go on Etsy and find someone that's willing to make me a stamp, like a stamp, the actual, I would cover this up, get this off, and then put an actual Canadian stamp instead of the American stamp. But that might be a project for later. Other than that, and I might also buy a legitimate cover that's actually green, because I'm not going to paint this. But other than that, I think this thing came out pretty well. I'll show you some photos right now, actually, at this point in the video, kind of my airsoft game and how I looked. The uniform is there. I'll go into details probably in a later video about it, because it isn't complete, but it's at a point, like I said, where I'm able to run with it, because I have most of the stuff. It's really more of like the stuff that I do need is really either rare or expensive, or both, I should probably say. But yeah, this thing, yeah, this is my rifle. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Sorry if the camera quality is a little garbage. I'm using a webcam, but I guess it gets the point out. And yeah, thank you guys for watching.